Hi guys, testing, testing. If you can hear me, please type Y. Hello, hello. I just thought I'd add some content here. Obviously the markets are quite slow, so not a huge amount going on. And of course, rather than boredom trade, I'd rather help you learn and develop. And today I want to talk about mindset. And I know I would have spoken to some of you about this: self-awareness, mind management, focus, mental discipline. This is all the type of things that I speak about quite often. But strangely enough, although I work with some of the world's largest hedge funds, asset managers and investment banks on how their traders can manage their own mindset when making decisions of risk, ever since I was about 4 years old, I have had a problem. I have had a problem with mine, and this is quite strange because one of the things I was able to do as a trader incredibly effectively was manage my emotions, be aware of my emotions, be able to train myself to stay focused when prices are moving fast, not to get emotional with loss or profit. From a trading perspective, I've always been incredibly competent at managing what's going through my conscious and subconscious. My biggest weakness, and completely irrational, however, really ever since I was a toddler, has been a fear of needles. And what I haven't been able to do throughout my life to date, and I've been trading for 17 years now, is transfer that mental discipline and focus that I've been doing very well on the trading floor for many, many years. I haven't been able to transfer that into a hospital or a surgery. The fear, or the phobia, I think I will call it. The phobia has been far too great. So anyway, this week I needed to have 4 injections in my gum. I had to have some dentist work, and to say that I wasn't looking forward to it would be an understatement. This phobia was so bad that, even on sort of in the preliminary meeting and hearing what had to happen, I got very, very lightheaded and all completely irrational stuff. So I finally bit the bullet and said, right, I'm going to see somebody about this. This is pathetic. How is it that I'm able to control myself in some of the most stressful and high-pressured situations when it comes to trading and financial markets, yet the sight of a needle starts sending a whole train of thought? And this is interesting. I don't know if anyone else here has suffered from a phobia before, but what happens is when you see that image or there's that event, whatever it might be, that sets off your phobia, your whole mind then follows a train of thought that takes you down a path that you have learnt to follow. So it might have been because I was in hospital as 3 and 4 year old quite a bit in and out, that I had a bad experience there, and deep in my subconscious, when I see that needle, then I go through that train of thought that takes me to only a negative place, and one of fear and one of uncertainty. So anyway, I did go and see a professional consultant about this phobia, and I said, look, this is really, really strange. I'm actually about to fly to New York to speak to some of Barclays' senior traders about how to manage their mindsets. And here I am, and when it comes to this particular phobia, I can't manage mine. And the session was incredibly quick, because all he did was actually build on what a lot of content that I deliver to you guys. And what he gave me was actually a physical way of being able to move your mindset or move your subconscious into a different place to help you better manage yourself. You see, whenever I've been doing this trading, I talk to you guys about you need to recognize when you're on prospect theory, moving down the curve. You need to recognize when you're losing your focus and take action. And that's something I've been able to do when it comes to trading, but not with needles. So he was saying you need to take it one step further. What physical action can you take that reminds you, that puts you in a positive mindset? He was saying that, look, when you see a needle, you have all of these negative blocks that build on one another when you see a needle. So all you need to do is, when you see that needle, is replace those negative blocks with a positive thought. And he was saying to me, think about, what is it that you think about that can make you as happy as possible? Tell me about something you really deeply enjoy. And I was saying to him, Well, that morning, because I was off work before the appointment, that morning I was playing ninjas with my son. I've got a 4-year-old boy, and he's absolutely certain that he is a ninja. Anyway, it makes me laugh, obviously, when we're mucking around and playing ninjas. And what he does when we're playing ninjas is before he pulls out his best ninja moves, he kind of goes like this, like a sort of Shaolin monk. And then he gets properly lethal. And it obviously makes me laugh, and I really enjoy it. So I was talking about this, and he was saying, well, that's all you have to do. When you see a needle, or when you're in that type of situation, actually do that move. And sometimes, do you see this? Do you ever see this with rugby players? I think is it Owen Hargreaves? Not Owen Hargreaves, sorry. Who's the fly half for the England rugby team? Owen Farrell, when he does this with his hand. Have you seen that? When they do that before taking the kick? Or you see Johnny Wilkinson always used to do this, didn't he? He always used to do that and take 2 steps backwards. What they're doing physically there is trying to put themselves in the type of mindset that they want to be in order to focus right at the right time, right at the right place, and not allow irrational fear or nervousness overcome and inhibit their performance. Anyway, so throughout the whole of my life, I've been passing out whenever I see a needle. After this session, it was a very quick session because I was like, right, that's it. I know exactly what I need to do because I've been doing this for 17 years trading. I just haven't gone as far as going to do the physical action that moves my subconscious back into that area where it will best help me perform. The session was over very quickly, and it was only 2 days ago I went and had that operation in my mouth and absolutely no trouble whatsoever. And in fact, so much so that the surgeon at the time, whilst he was doing all this horrible stuff, kept on saying, "Why are you smiling?" And of course I was smiling because so strong were those emotions of thinking about that place that I was enjoying with my son. Actually, the stronger images in my head was so overpowered anything else that was negative about the experience. It was something really interesting to go through. So I don't know whether you call it hypnotherapy or all of that kind of stuff. It's all I've never been a big believer in that by any means. You just man up, you bottom lip, you go and do it. But this had got to a certain stage. I did want to try something, and it's so clearly complemented the type of mindset training and self-awareness that we give our traders here. It was incredibly powerful to use. I'm very glad I did so. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in terms of 2 things you need to do. If you're struggling trading, if you're having a difficult time, if you're consistently making the wrong decisions and getting stopped out, you're experiencing negative blocks. What I'd like you to try and do is, if you are feeling that, is replace that with a positive thought, thinking about being successful, thinking about those trades that do go well, thinking about how it feels after you've had that successful week, when you've traded that data release, and when you've scaled out properly, when you've been able to manage yourself in volatility. Think about those positive experiences every time you're entering into a trade, and it just might be the case that you are allowing your mindset to let your performance meet your potential. Okay, I hope you found that interesting. If anyone's got any questions, I'm happy to answer that in the room. I just thought I'd share that story. It happened just this week. Hopefully none of you think less of me about the injection side of things, but definitely very good to be able to find a way to manage our behavior in times of anxiety. Thank you.